coffee in the big time, yeah.
Oh, yeah!
Nobody does it better.
Tip of the elbow to you all. It is Friday, October 13th, 2017. I should have done the fucking bootleg Friday the 13th theme that they gave to, God, the fuck's her name? From the Mae Young Classic. Shit, what was her name? Anyway, her theme just went. It's just a fucking an absolute bootleg of the Friday the 13th fucking theme. No, not Friday the 13th, of Halloween. So I got the whole reference wrong. Good for you. Well, it's been quite a week in wrestling. I am, of course, your quintessential stud muffin DeeJay, alongside no one today, unfortunately. There's, basically everyone's pretty much busy, and, it's been about, like, 3 weeks since the last episode, because what I want to do is I want to keep this bi-weekly. I would want to do it every week, but to be honest, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that, so I'm going to keep it bi-weekly, you know, because sometimes you just gotta have a wrestling overload, and with the amount of content, especially just WWE alone produces in wrestling, it's just, I mean, you get burnt out after a while. So bi-weekly I think is going to be the best choice. So whenever the guys can come on, rings open to anybody to come in, you feel free to, but I think for the most part it's just going to be pretty much me. Also in terms of the format, to be honest, like when doing episode 1 and episode 2, you know, because I'm new to most of this podcasting stuff. We did the pod crash on our channel, which is just out of the blue whenever a new one comes out. I think we're going to keep the podcast more laid back now, a little less absolute one-for-one play-by-play, stuff like that. So we're going to keep it a little bit more of a chill vibe, you know? It's like you're literally having a cup of coffee, a cup of joe with your friend, and you're talking wrestling in the morning. That's what we're going to keep the format. Going to keep it a little bit loose, a little less play-by-play by the books. We're just going to keep it chill. So, I think we should start off with today in wrestling history. So, on this day of October 13th, on this day, the first Marine film hit the movie theaters. The Rock Hunter wins the Brass Knuckles Championship. That's not really wrestling, I guess. Yeah, we'll stick with the first Marine movie came out, because I think that's a really important day in wrestling. When John Cena came to the big screen and tried to save his wife from a bunch of dickheads that, God, I completely forget what the premise of that movie was. I actually remember when I first watched it, I liked it. I think that's probably one of the best WWE films around. No, actually, you know what? You know what's actually a surprisingly good movie? The one with the mirror. Fuck. Let me quick look that up. What was that movie called? Because that was actually a really decent horror film. Oculus. The 2013 thriller mystery Oculus. That's a really good horror movie, actually. If you're looking for some horror movies to watch in October, I'd actually recommend Oculus. It's actually pretty good. Actually pretty good. So I guess we'll go on with the weekend of mine. And holy shit, actually a shitload of wrestling related stuff this week. I started my subscription to the GWN, which is the Global Wrestling Network, which just out of the blue came out of nowhere. $7.99 to get all of old TNA stuff. You know what? That's not bad. So I figured, you know, here, take $8. I add it to the queue. And you know what? Because I wanted to watch a little bit more of TNA, you know, stuff, you know. Because half the time, I mean, be honest, those fucking Impact shows are shit. Like, you get one good main event. Half the time, the only good thing about fucking Impact episodes are Johnny Impact, for fuck's sake. You know, that's the only good thing that I ever take out when I fucking watch those things. 'Cause I almost hate everyone on that fucking show. But yeah, I sat down, I watched a little bit of stuff. One thing I say that they have on the network, because they don't have everything. They have some of the Impact, TNA Impact shows from 2004. They have all the pay-per-views pretty much. They have Inside Impact, which I haven't watched any of those yet, but basically it's just behind the scenes stuff of what's going on. They have Impact Epics, which is basically like it's highlight reel of like some of their best matches, blah blah blah. Pay-per-views. They have another thing too. Oh, they have greatest matches of all time. Oh yeah, their unfinished business series, which is just they highlight rivalries, but I was watching the one because they highlight some of the best rivalries in TNA. So I watched the first one, which is Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett. And I don't know who is the editor for that show, but they literally use the same clips over and over. Like 5 minutes after the fact. Did you not have enough to... Like, it's like Kurt Angle going on about, like, I do it for my kids, and then there'll be a little bit other stuff, but then 5 minutes later, they'll show the same highlighted speech, and it's like, what? Who here was in charge of the editing for that? Because then, yeah. So, that's the only one I watched. They also have Jarrett and Hardy, Sting and Rude, Gail Kim's journey through it, the history of beer money, the rise of Willie Ray, blah blah blah, you know, all that stuff. But you know, the bread and butter is really just going to be all the pay-per-views, and I'm assuming as the months go along, they'll be adding more of their archived stuff of the old Impact shows, because you know they've been going since fucking 2002, so they got a lot of shit to put out. So. Yeah, for $7.99, I think it's a good deal. One of the highlight things that I watched was the best of Epics, the best of Monsters Ball, and I actually have a potential top 10 favorite from TNA, which surprises me. Which is the second ever Monsters Ball from what was it? Bound for Glory 2005 or 6? It's 2005 or 2006. I actually thought it was a Monsters Ball match between Sabu, Rhino, Jeff Hardy, and Abyss, and fucking really good spots. Rhino with I've never seen Rhino do this. He goes up the top rope and like delivers like a powerbomb neck breaker type of thing to Jeff Hardy from the top ropes. Looked fucking sick. I've never seen that move from him before, and it looked fucking awesome. So yeah, definitely if I actually had to give a recommendation for a TNA match that I really enjoyed, and once again, surprising. I know that there's good wrestling on TNA, but half the time it's full of more crap than good. But Monsters Ball 2, definitely give that a watch. Highly recommend that. Watched Hell in a Cell. We'll, after I go through my rundown, I'll break down a little of my thoughts on that, which we did have a live stream. So if you want to see our live reactions from Hell in a Cell, go over to TeamNotCrash on YouTube, which you may be watching it here, or forget the site where we upload the audio versions of these. But yeah, it's up if you want to go see our live reactions. We will also be live streaming our reactions to TLC next Sunday. Plug that there. So watched Hell in a Cell. I went right. I started to get back into watching the history of all the Goldust matches. Didn't get much through in. I watched the Raw after Survivor Series '98. Just matches. Not really a highlight ever since the Judgment Day match in '98 between Goldust and Val Venus, which I think is definitely up there as a favorite of mine too. Because fucking Val Venus can go, man, as I've said. But nah, just really job matches. Nothing really impressive. I mean, Goldust is a good worker, but you know, half the time, like, you know, he has good matches. He's had some good matches, but unfortunately, they're few and far between because ever since the first year he came in, like, he hasn't been booked as strong since. So, you know. But yeah, it's been definitely all the highlights there from the week. Non-wrestling related, I've been watching a horror movie every night. The last movie I watched was Nightmare on Elm Street, which is, you know, I watched that movie and the first impression that I got was, yeah, the sequels are probably the better ones, aren't they? Yeah, so I mean, it was a good movie. It was, you know, it was entertaining, but, you know, cheesy kid actors that sucked, you know. But, you know, it was decent. But I feel like the sequels had the more kooky, funny things from Freddy Krueger. So definitely expecting more entertainment out of them than the first one. Because half the time, the first movies in a horror franchise, more often than not, they're usually the ones. Like, you know, like Friday the 13th, like, you probably think that, like, I've heard 2 or 3 from people are, like, some of the best ones. So far, I think 3 is definitely my favorite. No, wait, no, 3. Because I want to say 2, but it's only because of that ending scene where he just unexpectedly just jumps in through the window and they're like, everything's fine, and it's just, oh, man, so good. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much else. Not much else really. So yeah, thoughts of the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. I will say that the best match from the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, and not surprising because I thought that it was just going to be the best match and they were going to steal the show like they always do, was the Tag Team Hell in a Cell match for the Smackdown Tag Team titles between the New Day and the Usos. And fucking hell, man, I think that's probably one of the best Tag Team Hell in a Cell matches that WWE has ever produced. Those boys went hard, hitting kendo shots, fucking throwing chairs in people's faces, some creative shit with, like, the kendo stick trapping of Usos, like, with the cage. It's just really good shit. Those two, man, fucking some of the best tag team matches in a very long time. And I think that they're going to go down as having one of the best Hell in a Cell tag team matches. So, good for them. Really, really good for them. You know, I mean, it's time to move on now, you know. They've stole the show with 3 matches to keep it going. Like, you know, they've been I mean, thankfully, like, each time they've met, they've raised the bar more and more and more. But, you know, you can only keep on doing that for so much. So it's definitely, yeah, for that to be their final confrontation for a little bit. I'm sure they'll meet again at some point, but for this to be their final confrontation, that makes some sense. WWE, Vince, probably more than anyone else, just fucking... He just really is fucking stubborn about this Jinder thing. Jinder, once again, still your WWE champion. Not even on Smackdown this week, so... Fucking stay to your fucking title. For fuck's sake. I mean, it's not even doing what it needs to be doing. You're going to India in December, but they don't even care. Probably the whole reason why you even done this to corner the Indian market, they don't even care about the champion. But at least we were spared a fucking another Jinder Mahal segment this week on Raw, on SmackDown. But holy shit. Just... I really hope that there's a method to the madness, because, you know... Because now it's... I mean, he hasn't lost clean, but it's like Shinsuke's now lost to Jinder twice. So it's like, why should we care? Why should we care? Who knows at this point? I mean, some of the matches were just, really, you know? I mean, the Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon was good. I mean, it wasn't one of the best Hell in the Cell things, but it was good. They did some stuff in that match. And the swerve with Sami Zayn at the end, which we'll get to when we go into SmackDown, you know, was it interested us because we were like, are they actually gonna turn Sami heel? Because, you know, he's just outright babyface to the max. So, you know, when we were seeing that, it was very interesting to see where this was gonna go. So, you know, what else was there? The women's match was meh. It was fine. I guess that's the overall take from the pay-per-view. I mean, it opened, besides the Mountain Dew kickoff pre-show, I mean, it kicked off with the best match of the night. So, you know, you start up and then you just kind of middle. It was just a middling pay-per-view after the New Day match. But, you know, if you're going to watch anything from the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view, definitely that match. Yeah, so that's basically my general thoughts. Just fine, really. Fine, except for the New Day match. That just, good shit. So, without further ado with repeating myself, I think it's time. Oh, wait, there was one other thing this week. I started to listen to the, I completely forgot about this. I don't know why, but I really want to talk about it, actually. I started to listen to the Audible book of Jim Ross's new book on Audible. Fucking really good book, man. It's definitely learning a lot more stuff about Jim Ross. A lot of dark things, too. Like, for instance, like, he was going to have a brother, but unfortunately he died during the birth. And not during the birth, but, like, you know, as he was in the womb and stuff like that. And just this other thing of, like, well, his dad, on the farm that he lived at, his dad had this thoroughbred dog named Lady that he would take to go breed with other dogs to make, you know, thoroughbred puppies that he would sell. And he was, like, in charge of, like, looking after Lady. And he left the gate open to, like, her dog house. And then this strange dog was, like, his dad found, like, just some strange dog, fucking Lady. And so Jim Ross goes, so I went outside and my dad was there with a bag and a hammer. And the bag was filled with the puppies that Lady gave birth to. And his dad basically told him, you're gonna go out and you're just gonna kill every single one of these puppies. And I'm listening to this and I'm like, oh no. Oh, that's awful. So, yeah, definitely there's some interesting dark things from Jim Ross's past, you know? There's also, and it's also, with the narration from Jim Ross, definitely the book also has that very hilarious, dry wit from Jim Ross. And there's some funny stuff there. I'm up to chapter 24, I believe. Where they're selling the UFW, I think it's called. Yeah, the one that Bill Watson was made, and he's selling it to the Jarretts and stuff like that stuff. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. Like, this book is really entertaining. It's basically got everything. It's got really in-depth, more information of Jim Ross's backstory, of his past before he went into wrestling. Inspirational stuff about, you know, how he really came to be one of the best announcers, how he, you know, molded his, you know, voice and, you know, his way of commentating. Some funny stories from the past, his dry wit. It's got it all. It's definitely a book that has its laughs and its downs, and, you know, it's funny and inspirational at the same time. Just to listen to Jim Ross's you know, history and, like, his mindset when he was in certain areas, because it begins with him just saying, like, he thought after WrestleMania 15 that he was just done and he didn't even want to do WrestleMania 15 after he had that stroke and his face got all so definitely some good shit. Alright, so I just want to talk about that real quick. So let us get in Raw.
Now get the cards, the charts from my generation. I'll take the come on, let's get it on. Move to the music, play that fucking music. Move it to the music.
So Raw. It was good, actually. I thought it was good. It opened up with Miz TV. Miz comes out, you know, with these little fucking like you get from a trophy store, little league trophies that looked like they were plastic, and he was giving it out to Curtis Axel and to the bar of Sheamus and Cesaro, and just, you know, poking fun at the Shield. You know, some good stuff there, really funny. The Shield comes out. Miz is like, your Shield's not coming back. This is all rumors. And Roman's like, rumors? And then Seth and Dean come out, and all of us haters of Roman Reigns were like, God damn it, this is good. God damn it. They go and they beat the shit out of The Miz and Sheamus and Cesaro and Curtis Axel, and they lay waste to everybody, and the crowd is finally back behind Roman Reigns. And all it took was just going right back to the status quo of him being with two other guys that have way more character, personality, and talent. Who would have thunk it? But it's good to have the Shield back, honestly, you know? Like, I don't think anyone thought that it was going to be a bad idea. People have been clamoring for it ever since the betrayal from Seth Rollins. You know, definitely come out to applause, put down Miz. And I think that the rivalry between them, the Miz, and the Bar, I think that's going to be one of Roman Reigns' best rivalries, honestly. Because the stuff that he and Miz have been doing have been the best thing for Roman Reigns in a while. Like, that's some good shit there. Oh, no, the Braun Strowman stuff was good, too. But Miz is just good. He's just a good hand, man. Really good hand. There was a match between Jason Jordan and Carl Anderson with Luke Gallows. Over the past couple of weeks, Jason Jordan's been tagging with Matt Hardy due to Jeff having to go get surgery on his leg. So they've been tagging up, so Matt has something to do. Jason Jordan fights Anderson. And it was a good match. It was a good match, you know. Jordan, of course, always crisp and great to see with his bridges and his suplexes in the ring. Got the win on Carl Anderson, so that's something to elevate Jason Jordan a little bit. Keeping him fairly strong, not letting him job out, anything like that, which is good. Just, you know, right now, Jason Jordan's just there. You know, Miz is going to be busy at TLC, so there's not going to be that Intercontinental rematch. So, you know, just giving Jason Jordan a good thing. It was fine. Backstage after the match, The Miz is being worked on the trainers after the beatdown from the Shield. Kurt Angle comes and he's like, "Are you okay, Miz? You know, you're right." And Miz is like, "No, fucking New Day. The Shield came and beat me up, Kurt." And Kurt's like, "Well, hope you're all right, Miz, because you and the Bar will be facing the Shield at TLC in the main event." So we're gonna have the Miz and the Bar of Sheamus and Cesaro versus the Shield, and it's true, it's damn true that will be the main event. And that should be a really good match, actually. I have no problem with that one at all. Next, Elias came down to the ring to do more of his live performances. You know, same old, same old. We're in this town. This town hasn't had a thing since that thing. Let's play a song about how much you suck. You know, the basic, you know, shoot on the town to get one of them heel pops from the crowd. But Titus, worldwide, coming down to the ring with his good old banjo, playing it like shit. It's actually pretty funny, actually. Him coming down, playing the banjo. Apollo Crews comes out, banjos it up, saying, "Here he is, dong, dong, dong. Apollo Crews." There goes Apollo Crews down to the ring to get beaten by Elias. Yep. Apollo Crews, man. What a Bobby Lashley of a man. I mean, Apollo Crews is a good wrestler. Really good wrestler, but for fuck's sake, he has no character or personality. And, you know, Titus, him working with Titus, that's the best thing for him, yeah. But it's like, you get more of this stuff from Titus, and Apollo is still being Apollo. He's still just good wrestler with nothing. So, you know, it's like, I mean, Brock Lesnar has Paul Heyman, but when you see Brock Lesnar, you think this monstrous destroyer of men that's Suplex City, blah, blah, blah. You see Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil, and you're like, oh man, it's Titus O'Neil. And Apollo. They gotta do something, because, you know, Apollo is a good wrestling hand, but if he doesn't have a character, what's the point? What's the point? So Elias gets the win, and, you know, at least Elias has a gimmick. I get it. It's, you know, shooting on the crowd, stuff like that. I may not be a fan of it, but you know what? It's something. It's a good thing for that character to have, instead of just wandering around, because he's the Drifter. But, you know, in terms of being in ring, Elias is good. I like Elias, especially his finisher. I like the finisher Drift Away. Yeah, Elias is good too. But just Apollo having nothing to his character, they gotta do something. They got to do something. And Enzo Amore comes down to the ring, and he's got some business to take care of with Kurt. Enzo tells Kurt to get into the ring, shoots on Kurt saying, "You want to keep me happy, don't you? You want to keep your champ happy, the champ that's put the Cruiserweight division in the main event, the one that's put the Cruiserweight division on the map. You want to keep the Big Zo happy, don't you, Kurt? 'Cause you can't teach that talent." And you know what? I've hated Enzo, but this is great. The stuff that Enzo's been doing is great. I love he's just not that great in the ring, but you know what? He is a great talker. Just that segment a week ago where he's just going around the ring and shooting on every single cruiserweight with really good zingers. It's like, this is great for Enzo. You know, he's still shit in the ring, but you know what? As a talker, he's one of the best things on Raw right now, and I can't lie. You can't teach the talent that he has and the talking that he does, because he's just a natural at it. And it is entertaining. Hate to say it, but it is entertaining, so. Enzo's like, you gotta stop this right now. Why does Kalisto get to do it? And Kurt explains, like, well, Kalisto came in before the signing of the clause that says that no cruiserweight can lay a hand on Enzo Amore, otherwise they won't have a title match. And so Kurt Angle says, Enzo's like, all right, just keep me happy, all right, man? So he's like, all right, Enzo, I'll keep you happy. So how about this? How about instead of meeting Kalisto at TLC for the Cruiserweight title, we do that tonight? And Enzo's like, okay, but only if it's in the main event. And Kurt's like, fine. They shake hands. So tonight for your main event, it's going to be Kalisto versus Enzo. Excuse me, for the Cruiserweight title. And you can't teach that, baby. Yeah. You know, good segment. Enzo, as always, really good talker. God damn it. What actually was the plan, apparently, for tonight, though, was Kalisto wasn't even supposed to be involved. What was supposed to happen was, apparently, Neville was supposed to have a match with Enzo Amore and lose, keeping Enzo still with the title, still keeping him strong, stuff like that. But apparently, Neville, and honestly, rightfully so, was like, fuck that. And apparently he left before Raw even went live. So, as of right now, I believe, let me double check here. Yeah. Yep. So, as of, still of right now, Neville is still with WWE, signed with WWE, but yeah, he just basically bounced that night. Because he heard what the plan was and what the finish was going to be of the match, and he was like, fuck that. And rightfully so, man, because if they're not going to keep, if the plan is not to elevate Neville out of the Cruiserweight division and back onto the main roster, and if this is what it's going to be, where he's just going to be just another player on 205 Live, and he's so much better than this, it's just, you know, like, it's the same thing happened with Aries, and Neville was the one that was beating him. And like that last match that Aries had with Neville, like, he just looked at the camera and he actually gave that look and shook his head. It's like, really, this is the shit that I'm dealing with right now? So, you know what? And good for Neville, honestly, if he leaves and he gets out of his contract, WWE, because that man's gonna go to the Indies or wherever he's gonna go, Ring of Honor, New Japan, wherever he's gonna go, and he's gonna kill it because he's goddamn talented, and he's just gonna kill it. And good for him when he does, after his 30-day non-compete clause comes out and he goes and kills it. So, depending on what happens, Neville all the best, because he'll rise from this and be better for it, regardless of what happens. If he stays on Raw, I'm hoping that they see the value in him and do something. But if not, yeah. Braun Strowman went up against Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy had decent offense, actually. He hit Braun Strowman with a twist of fate. Chin breaker, got a little DDT, leaping tornado DDT on him. you know, he put on some pretty good offensive, but we're talking about Braun here. So, of course, Braun, he hit the choke slam, another choke slam, and then finished it up with a running power slam and got the win on Matt Hardy. But, you know, Matt Hardy at least had some good offensive in there. So, yeah. Keep Braun strong. Still wish that he won it against Brock Lesnar at, No Mercy. There it is, yeah. I was trying to remember what the hell the pay-per-view was. Right after the match, though, Braun Strowman picks up Matt Hardy, carries him up the ramp, but before Braun could leave with Hardy in hand, the Shield walk out on stage and stare down Braun. And the numbers game begins, and they start to beat down Braun Strowman just like the good old days of powerbombing Taker. So they beat down on Braun Strowman. Roman Reigns spears Strowman out of his boots. Shield bring him up. Triple powerbomb Strowman through the announce table. Strowman is left crashed down onto the broken, exploded announce table as the Shield do their little fist bump and keep themselves strong as the crowd mark out. So once again, god damn it, this is the best thing ever. So, yeah. That's basically it for the Shield, but you know what? Good. They're back, you know, power bombing Braun Strowman, getting the comeuppance on Sheamus and Cesaro and The Miz. You know, definitely, you know, the crowd's definitely with it. We'll see how long this goes for. This might be a one and done by TLC, but for right now, Roman Reigns is in that spotlight that he's always wanted. What was the point of all that build-up if you're just going to go back to the Shield? Anyway, well, the answer is for Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose to have a little bit of singles runs of their own, which they did, and it was good. It was good. Ooh. Shield walk back. Talk about beating Braun Strowman. Rollins says that they're back and they're stronger than ever. Ambrose adds that they're going to do what they do best, just beat down on people. And Rollins takes Roman Reigns believe that, and they all walk out triumphant. And now we go to a segment with the Mickie James Country Gal. As she comes into the ring with the little cowboy boots, tries to shoot on Alexa Bliss, saying that, you know, I ain't old, I am one of the best here, and Alexa Bliss is going to get what's coming to her because I'm a country girl, and a country girl can survive. And then Alexa Bliss comes out, and it's like, oh man, isn't past your bedtime? Do you need your old crackling oats for all those brittle bones? Well, you know what? I'm actually very sorry, Mickie. So, I have something to celebrate your legacy. And at first I'm going, oh god, is it another one of those freaking This Is Your Lives that went goddamn swimmingly last time? But thankfully, no. It was a little, you know, trip to the past, and Alexa Bliss turns to the monitor of the show, a actually really funny old-timey black and white highlight reel from Mickie James, with the very iconic voiceover like, we have Mickie James. Mickie James was one of the best wrestlers of all time, headlining a WrestleMania to win her first women's championship. What will Bliss do to the old Mickie James, as this old little yeller should be brought back to the saddle, brought back behind the shed, and shot between the eyes? In a little radio voice from back in the day. It was actually really funny. I loved it. I mean, first, you know, thank God it wasn't fucking another This Is Your Life, because that would have been awful. Bliss laughs, tells James that she should just go home, retire, and do whatever it is old people do. Mickie James is like, you need to get your biscuit butt down here to the ring if you're gonna talk that little mouth of yours, gal. And then everyone gets behind the biscuit butt, which is just such country bumpkin. Such a country thing to say. I loved it. I fucking was like, biscuit butt? That's fucking... it's so PG, but so good. Bliss makes us think that she's gonna beat down Mickie James and walks right down to the ring, but turns around and says, yeah, right, like I'd be that stupid. Turns back, heading up the ramp, but Mickie James ain't having that gal. And James bolts out of the ring, drags Bliss into the ring. James beats down on Bliss, and James goes for the Mick kick, but Bliss rolls out of the ring just in time and escapes the clutches of Mickie James. So it's going to be Mickie James versus Bliss at TLC for the Women's Championship. Oh, doggy. It's good. It's, you know what? Give Mickie this. I think that Alexa Bliss and Mickie James will have a really good match. Honestly. You know? Let them have a really good match at TLC. I don't know what's going to be next for Mickie James because I don't think she's winning. At all. I think they're going to keep it on Bliss and then she's going to fight Asuka at the next pay-per-view. And then Asuka's going to have her undefeated reign as the Women's Championship. As the Women's Championship. She's going to transform into a championship as the Women's Champion. There we go. Words. They're good. But yeah, I think they'll have a really good match. And it's good for Mickie James. Give her this one last hurrah. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do after this, but, you know, we'll see. Oh boy. You know what's more important than a championship? Having the right to fight Asuka. Because backstage, Bayley, Sasha, Alicia Fox, and Emma all fight each other, not for the women's title opportunity, not for that, for the right to fight Asuka. So, and this is good for Asuka, and I love it. So having the right to fight Asuka is more important than having the right or the opportunity to fight for the Women's Championship. That's awesome. Bayley and Banks both want to face Asuka. Alicia Fox walks in. Says she's been here for 10 years. 10 years! Doesn't even have a shit! God. She literally, like, you literally hear it. She actually clips the mic that she has. She clips the lapel mic that she has because she's so fucking loud. I liked it because, I'm gonna be honest, she is annoying. She has that voice where it's like, God bless any man that could stand that voice. Cause, she just has that voice of like nails on a chalkboard. Just that irritating voice. And I should like her because she's Long Island born. But you know what? We also had Ashley, and the only thing that she had going for her was she was hot, really. So the nails on the chalkboard, Alicia Fox clips the mic saying that she wants her chance. Oh no, wait, but I forgot there was another person because I completely forget about this woman because she sucks. Dana Brooke walks in. So she feels like she doesn't exist. Maybe we should keep it that way. Maybe you should go down to NXT and get more talent. I don't like her. She's not good. But she's there, so, you know, have her job out. That's because that's all she's good for. She wants a shot. Emma walks in. She says that she started the women's revolution. I should have more matches because I'm good and started the women's revolution. I should fight Oscar. Don't you know? And Angle's like, alright. Ladies, relax. I'm gonna book you guys in a 5-way match, and the winner will face Oscar at TLC. Women agree. Come on out. And they have their match. And what a safe choice. Because at first I thought, as the match was going on, which, by the way, the match was okay. I mean, it's a 5-way between women. There's 3 good workers in there. There's 2 others. Alicia Fox is fine. Dana Brooke sucks. I expected it to be nothing more than a schmoz in the ring, which it mostly was. Alicia Fox almost looked like she was gonna get it. I fucking actually loved how Fox was in this. She was going nuts, fucking nuts. She was going, attacking Emma. Fox almost gets a pinfall, but it's broken up. Banks takes Fox and puts her into the scissor head and gives her the spinning head scissors. And gives her the running double knees. Banks gives the bank statement to Fox. Fox almost looks... Fox. Oh wait, I'm so dumb. It's an elimination match. Smartness. So it was, you know, Bayley gets out. I think Alicia Fox actually eliminated Bayley because. You know, because them and had their little spat back and forth, and then Banks gave her a move, and then Alicia Fox got the pin. Bayley gave Bayley to belly to Brooke, and got her the fuck out of the ring as soon as possible, which was a good choice. Alicia Fox makes. Oh no. Banks is still in the ring. Banks makes Alicia Fox tap out. Fox gets eliminated, but then Emma grabs Banks and rolls her up for the win. So your safe choice to job out to Asuka is Emma, and that's fine. That's a decent choice. At first, like I said, I thought it was going to be Alicia Fox. It's like, my God, what an obvious choice to job someone out in a match that may not even last 3 minutes. But with Emma, Emma's a good worker. Emma's good in the ring. She's great. And I think that her and Asuka will have a good match at TLC. Good, safe choice. You don't want to put Bayley or Banks in there. You want to save that for a match way down the line. You want to keep them strong. You made the little, like, oh no, there's some tension between the two. You may not be friends for much longer. So, you build that up. So, for what the match needed to do, it was the match. But, once again, nothing but a schmoz. But, fine. It was fine. No, it's not fine. Keeping this fucking Balor and Wyatt feud going. Make it end. Please, make it end. Balor is so much better than this. So last week, Wyatt introduced the world to Sister Abigail. How did he introduce the world to Sister Abigail, who is dead? He introduced Sister Abigail by cross-dressing and putting a veil on his face and laughing. Saying that, you will see Sister Abigail come to the ring next week, and you will feel the fear, Finn Balor. You will feel my wrath, and I am the eater of pins, Wyatt. All the same old bullshit that you've heard. Balor comes in, says he has no idea what to say anymore. We don't know what to say anymore either, Balor. Instead of just fucking get out of this feud. He says that Wyatt is desperate for attention. Boy, ain't that the truth. And Balor says that before, and we'll say it again, he is not afraid of Wyatt. Because who would be afraid of a man that eats more pins than a jobber to Braun Strowman? Bray Wyatt comes, says, I am going to introduce the world to Sister Abigail. She's here, and she wants to talk to you, Bella. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Fucking smoke screen and fog. There he is again. Bray Wyatt cross-dressed with makeup and putting a veil on his face. His voice becomes all spooky and changes because he's being possessed by Sister Abigail. As Sister Abigail uses Wyatt as a vessel to talk to Finn Balor. She says humans just want to control things. Wyatt is special. She taught Wyatt secrets. And she taught him darkness is stronger than the light. She is rising from the ashes to fulfill her promise. Her sweet, innocent Bray. Ooh. Because she doesn't exist, so why did you hype up Sister Abigail only to it be Bray Wyatt cross-dressing in a veil? Look at what Balor did to him. Oh, fucking bullshit. Ends it with saying, her kiss will burn Balor to the ground. This ends. Just fucking stop. Just stop. So it's gonna be Finn Balor and fucking Bray Wyatt or Sister Abigail, whoever they're gonna book him as at TLC. Whoop-de-damn doo-doo, make it end. So, that brings us to your Cruiserweight Championship Lumberjack match main event, because Kurt also put in the stipulation that if you think, Enzo, that you're gonna run out of this match, think again, because all those cruiserweights, guess what? I'm putting that contract for the non-touch clause on hold, because it's going to be a lumberjack match. All the cruiserweights going to be around the ring. Make sure you ain't going to think that you're going to escape. Get a count out. Keep that title. Fuck you. So it's a lumberjack match. Enzo and Kalisto come in. Kalisto starts to kick to the gut. Enzo locks in the side headlock. You know, they fight, all that stuff. Enzo does his little struts. Enzo gets thrown out of the ring. All the cruiserweight schmas against him. Daivari, as the whole beatdown happens, Daivari gets in the middle trying to save Enzo because Enzo's his boy. This makes all the cruiserweight schmas against one another. And a big old hippity-doo-doo. Enzo gets back in the ring. You know, they shoot as a huge fight breaks out. Kalisto brings Enzo to the top rope. Superplex Enzo off the top rope into all of the cruiserweights on the outside. Thought that spot was great. Big brawl continues to break out. As everyone's down in the ring. Enzo rolls back into the ring as Kalisto follows him with it. Kalisto sets Enzo up for the Salida del Sol, but Enzo counters it with a Jawdunzo, which is his finisher. As Enzo goes for the pin, thinking that he's going to retain his Cruiserweight title, Mustafa Ali drags Enzo out of the ring to break the pin. Enzo gives him a bug-eyed look saying, "What have you done, Mustafa? What have you done? As he gets a distraction, Kalisto cuts him off. Hits a fucking beautiful avalanche Salida del Sol from the top rope onto Enzo. And your Cruiserweight champion, your new Cruiserweight champion, is Kalisto. Hyped up because today is Eddie Guerrero's birthday. And to honor one of Kalisto's favorites, he wins the Cruiserweight title. Good match. Honestly, the Cruiserweights have been doing some really good work on Raw, and I think that they're one of the best things on Raw. So, all in all, good stuff. Enzo is being booked great. You get the title off him, give Kalisto a little bit of a shine, which is a good choice. So, you know, despite this being a last-minute thing, and most likely Enzo's going to get his title back at TLC, surprise thing, Kalisto gets the title, a little bit of a rub, good for him. Overall, good stuff. Very good stuff here on Raw. So, that brings us to 205 Live.
It's hot. Yeah, you know it's time for revolution. It's hot. I give you proper execution. It's hot. 'Cause you're a broken institution. It's hot. And I'm a natural evolution. Only what's needed. Too many
Kalisto, after winning against Enzo for the Cruiserweight title, comes in and kicks off 205 Live with Renee Young in the ring, celebrating his new title win, as I said, becoming the Cruiserweight champion on a very special day to him, the day of Eddie Guerrero's birthday, and says that he is honored to have gotten the title on one of his idol's birthdays. He said it was very fitting. But, man oh man, can't have that much of a celebration because Enzo Amore and Daivari come out to spoil his celebration. So, he's got Daivari as his little sidekick minion. Looks like a goddamn Persian. Enzo makes several excuses about why he lost the title. Blames Mustafa Ali specifically. Says Mufasa cost me that title. And I gotta tell you, man, Simba is gonna be in a world of hurt. Because I'm gonna teach him. Because I know that kid just can't wait to be king. I got all the fucking Lion King references, which is awesome. I loved it. That's some good shit there. Daivari goes and nods like, yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's good. Enzo calls all the cruiserweight shit in the division, says that he's the one that's keeping the division strong. He's 205 Live. He's this cruiserweight division, and every other cruiserweight's a schmuck. And you can't teach being a schmuck. Oh, wait, you can, because you're a schmuck. All that good stuff. Not bad opening. You know, Kalisto getting his shine. Enzo coming out. Just can't wait to be king. Lion King references was pretty good. Not bad opening, you know. So tonight for your main event's going to be Kalisto and Mustafa Ali versus Enzo Amore and Daivari in your main event. But before that can happen, it's going to be Rich Swann versus TJ Perkins in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Which, wow, it's been a hot minute since we've had a 2 out of 3 falls match in WWE. So, how did this come about? Well, Rich Swann and TJ Perkins have had a little bit of hard times in their friendship. TJ Perkins is a little bit jealous of Rich Swann. 2 weeks ago, Rich Swann was up to face... God, what is his name? Tiger Man mask thing. What the fuck is his name? Give me a sec. Dorado! El Dorado. That's what it was. So, Rich Swann was supposed to fight El Dorado. It cuts to backstage where Dorado's been attacked. But from who? Well, apparently it was TJ Perkins, because as Rich Swann goes up to try to check on Dorado, TJ Perkins attacks Swann, pulls a chunk of his hair out. Week later, TJ Perkins is going to fight Dorado, but before that can happen, Rich Swann storms to the ring and puts a well-deserved beatdown on the TJ Perkins. And so here we are, a 2 out of 3 falls match between Rich Swann and TJ Perkins, which I think is one of the best matches of the week. Rich Swann comes out first, gives a promo saying after this match, they are no longer going to be friends. So I hope it was worth it, kid, because of this, we're no longer friends. And you could do all your little showboating and try to be apologetic and try to win my trust back, but your actions have cost our friendship. Hope it was worth it, kid. Drops the mic and TJ Perkins comes out with his little song and dance. But Swann ain't having it. Swann runs down the ramp and the beatdown begins. And they just take it to the outside of the ring and start the schmoz. Really good match here. You know, they beat the shit out of each other. Flung each other into fucking Rich Swann with 3 or 4 consecutive, like, just ramming TJ Perkins into the what the hell you call it? The railing. The padded railing of the crowd. Almost looked like TJ Perkins was gonna fucking bump his way over into the crowd, but my god, he bumped like a champ in this one. I'll give TJ Perkins that. TJ Perkins gets a little bit of a pace in. TJ tries to get up on Rich Swann. Rich Swann counters a knee bar into a pinning combination and gets the first fall of the match. This motivates TJ Perkins to continue his brutal offense. Swann hits a Phoenix Splash into TJ Perkins and gets the 3 count and wins with a consecutive 2 falls. And that's going to do it for that rivalry, I believe, hopefully. Really good match. Really good match. You know? They put on a hell of a beating. You could see the rivalry and the tension between the two. So good shit. Good shit. Really weird backstage interaction with Drew Gulak and Enzo Amore and Daivari. Gulak, I love Gulak. I love this character so much with the presentation, PowerPoint thing, and everything like that. I think this character is top notch, personally. So Gulak comes in and says, you know what, Enzo? Despite all your pomp and circumstance, I respect you. I respect the fact that you stick to your guns and stick to your principles, and I respect that. So despite what I may feel about who you are as a character and your bobbity boobity, I respect what you do. So during this, Gulak is about to say something, but I don't know what happened on the network, but there's a freeze frame stop that's like a glitch thing, and Gulak, like, basically Gulak is about to say something. It glitches out, and then it immediately goes to Gulak walking away. So it's like, what? What the fuck happened? And Enzo repeats this to me, because Enzo just goes, what just happened? So, whatever happened on the network, fix that, because it's still there. And I had to rewind it just to make sure that it wasn't just my system doing it, but yeah, it's there, so. So a little bond has been made between Gulak and Enzo. So Gulak was supposed to fight Akira Tozawa. Akira Tozawa does his little Tina Belcher. But before the match could begin, Gulak comes out and delivers a Pearl Harbor to Tozawa. Beats him down with a little no chance sign. Bringing a vicious blow to Tozawa's throat, leaving Tozawa in pain onto the ramp. So this match has become a
No contest.
Gulak, definitely one of the best things about 205 Live. Just love his character. Love it. Good shit. And Tozawa sold the throat hit really well too. So good stuff. Good stuff. Which brings us to our main event, which is Kalisto and Mustafa Ali versus Daivari and Enzo. Main event pitting the two teams against each other. Moray delivers another promo on his way to the ring. Just can't wait to be king. You ain't shit. You guys are going down. I'm gonna get that title back. And Mustafa Ali, I'm coming for you, sour cream. And they both come down to the ring, and the match is good. Good. It's not great, but it's good. Mustafa Ali. He's fine. It's like, I'll talk about someone that thinks that they're athletic. Mustafa Ali is a little meh to me, you know? It's like, I don't know, in a time where flippy things are more common than not, there's some people that do flippy things that mean something. Half the time when I see Mustafa Ali do the flippy, high, you know, flying moves, there's no, I don't feel that there's any substance to it, really. That's just my personal opinion. I don't feel like there's a meaning behind it. So, it's just, I don't know. I have to see a little bit more Mustafa Ali, but for right now, it's just, he's fine. Compared to a bunch of other high flyers and all the stuff that people do, Mustafa Ali is just, when it comes to it. But this match was good, not great, but good. It was good. It was good. Cruiserweight Champion picked up the win for his team, delivering her Salida del Sol to Daivari, while Amore watched from the mat. Why Amore didn't go break it up is beyond me. There's some tension between Amore and Daivari, because there was a little bit of Amore coming in the matches. Watch this, Daivari. This is how you get it done. Immediately gets beaten down. I like that Daivari's with Enzo. I gotta tell you too, Daivari does not look anything like what he did way back when he was with Muhammad Hassan. Like, he looks like a totally different person. But yeah, I like the that Enzo has the little Daivari on his side, being his little wingman. But yeah, good match. 205 Live, I think, one of the better shows out of everything. I mean, NXT killed it, but once again, that's NXT. You always can expect good things from NXT, even if there's some matches that are shit. But 205 Live, close second in terms of one of the best shows of this week. Which brings us to talking some smack about Smackdown.
And I won't be tonight. 'Cause all I've got left is my pride. And I will rise up. Bring it out, bring it out.
We begin Smackdown with the best segment of the night. Because holy shit, I think that Vince McMahon called up and said, can we make Smackdown a really shit show? And can we destroy the entire show for this week? And every talent that's involved in it. Let's just bang them down to the ring. So we start off with the Usos coming in as your new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And they invite the New Day to come down to the ring because they got some words for them. And the words are respect. Usos says that we killed it. We are the hype. We have this tag division on lockdown. No one could touch what we did in that Hell in a Cell match. New Day nodding, being like, yeah, we did put on a really good match, didn't we? Hyping up what great action they put at Hell in a Cell deliberately. So Usos saying that tag division, the rest of the guys can't even handle what we presented. They ain't shit compared to us. And they got some, and the tag division's got some words for them. And out come all the tag teams. Got Gable and Shelton coming out, saying that, come on, man. Chad's on the mic saying, come on. You talking shit about us? Uso's going like, oh, look, it's Chad Gable. He's got the ringer. He's got himself a Shelton Benjamin. Hype Bros come out saying that they want their shot at the titles. Chad Gable goes, hold on now, you can get to the back of the line because we beat your asses on more than one occasion, so you don't deserve anything. Sent the fucking fashion police of Breezango come out, and before they could even say a word, the Ascension comes out. Tyler Breeze goes, stop following us! And Daniel Bryan comes out saying, guys, tonight's not the night for this. Can we please stop? And Daniel Bryan gets mad serious and says, get out of the ring! New Day and Usos, get out right now. I'm not having time for this. Right now, we're going to settle this really quick. All four of you teams, Breezango, Ascension, Hype Bros, Chad, Gable, and Benjamin, get in the ring, because we're going to have ourselves a fatal four-way match to determine the number one contender for the Smackdown Tag Team titles tonight. So, in the ring, fatal four-way match to determine the number one contender. Usos are looking on from ringside. Match was good. Schmoz as always. Shelton and Gable having the most offensive. Really schmozzy match. It was fine, but Chad and Gable at the end won the match, so they will be facing the Usos at some point. I want to assume it'll be the next pay-per-view, but Chad and Benjamin are the number one contenders for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Good choice. They will put on one hell of a match. I don't think as good as the New Day and Usos, but they'll put on a good match. So, that was the best thing of the night. Now is the time for grieving as we slowly decline into the badness. First, it's Natalie, and it's Natalie backstage talking shit about Charlotte. Charlotte all of a sudden comes out and starts beating down Natalya as she's having a conversation with Carmella. Charlotte beats down on them. Becky Lynch comes out of nowhere and starts beating on Carmella. So that leads us into a match with Carmella versus Becky Lynch. It's fine match. Missable, honestly. Becky gets the win. She makes Carmella tap out. Whoop-de-doo. State of your women's booking right now. You have a crazy cat lady, Natalya, that no one cares about. Why are you booking her like that? Why are you booking women? Just shit. Just shit. Absolute shit. Next up, we have Kevin Owens coming out to the ring. His arm bandaged up, walking down up, limping. Visibly looks beaten down after his match with Shane McMahon at Hell in a Cell. Saxon says that Shane has suffered a ruptured spleen thing, and he's currently at home resting, so it's Kevin Owens' show tonight. So Kevin Owens says that he saw the light. He was up in the pearly gates, and the big man upstairs said, "No, Owens, it's not your time yet," and sends him back down after seeing the light. And Kevin Owens says that the big man upstairs sent him a guardian angel, and that guardian angel was Sami Zayn. And he invites Sami Zayn to come out to the ring to join him for the Kevin Owens show tonight. So Sami Zayn comes out, regular pop and circumstance. So, I was interested to see what would happen. So, in WWE 2K16, you have the Universe mode, where you can make shows. So you could book a heel turn segment on the Universe mode. So I booked a heel turn segment for Sami Zayn on Universe mode. Sami Zayn literally did exactly what he did in that Universe mode segment tonight. Oh, I've been nothing but the good baby face, and it's gotten me what? Nowhere. And Shane McMahon's promised me all these good things, and I tried to warn Shane about you, but he wouldn't have any of it. So you know what? I'm done trying to please all of you guys. I'm done trying to be the hero because it's gotten me nowhere. Look at Owens. He's been a United States champion, an Intercontinental champion, a WWE champion. He's been it all, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of waiting my turn and being the gosh golly good hero guy. So you know what? Everyone could suck it, because thanks, Owens, I've now seen the error of my ways, and I'm gonna be a bad guy. Embracing hug. Did you guys like Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho as a tag team? Remember all those good times? Book it again. Just book it again. Just have Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens do the same thing. Book it again. I think that this is the best thing for Sami Zayn. I don't know. It just seems so obvious. Sometimes the obvious choice is the best choice, but it's just such the obvious reason as to why he should turn heel. It seems like it was just made to bring back the same kind of charm and greatness that the Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens stuff back on Raw back then. And you know what? They'll probably have great segments with each other, and they'll probably be hilarious and one of the best things on SmackDown Live. But this segment is just like, wow. Saw that coming a mile away. So, you know what? One of the best things for Sami Zayn, it's probably going to lead to good things for Sami Zayn. If this doesn't lead to them getting the tag team titles, you know, hopefully it will. But you know what? Best thing for Sami Zayn, the two get to have great segments with each other. Like to see how the Sami Zayn heel shtick comes out. Just a very obvious way to go about it. Just in my opinion. Next up is Shinsuke Nakamura and Randy Orton versus Aiden English and Rusev. What? This was a good match. This was a good match. Once again, English gets some good offensive against Randy Orton. Rusev gets some good offensive against them too. Randy Orton and Shinsuke get the tags in. Randy Orton runs and gives an RKO to Rusev, which then gives Nakamura a clean path to English, and he delivers the Kinshasa. And Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura win the match in a fine tag match. Aiden English and Rusev were the losers, but you know it wasn't like a squash. They at least got some good offensive in the beginning. I think the pairing of Rusev and English are great. You could hear Rusev from the corner like, "Come on, English! Come on, Rusev Day! It is Rusev Day!" It's just funny. I fucking love Rusev. Rusev's so good. So the pairing of them is really good. I love it. You know, it's a fine match. And Randy Orton goes up to the turnbuckle. He does his little pose. So does Shinsuke. It's like, look at this pairing. What could we expect? What is this leading to? Are Randy Orton and Shinsuke going to team up against Jinder? Because, you know, it has to take a team of Shinsuke and Randy Orton to take down the powerful Jinder Mahal. Because, guys, he's that good. He's that powerful. We need Orton and Shinsuke to take him down. That's what it's probably leading to. That's some bullshit. You know what else is some bullshit? The state of Harper. I don't care about Rowan and never did. I don't think he's that great. A lot of the tag teams in WWE right now are pretty injured. So, yes, it's understandable that you have to bring a little bit more of tag teams in to keep the roster strong. Why did you have to change Rowan and Harper? They are backstage. And it's a vignette where Eric Rowan and Luke Harper turn with their stupid looking coats, and Rowan has that stupid Darth Vader sheet mask, and you could literally hear him breathing like Darth Vader, and they look creepily into the camera, say some shit with fucking bootleg store-bought Thor hammers in their hands and say the Bludgeon Brothers are coming. And we're supposed to think that this is intimidating or creepy or good? That's it. That's it for Harper. Like, God, he deserves such a decent singles run. He's that good. He deserves it. He is the Bruiser Brody of this generation, and you just keep on nailing the coffin in the head of this guy. Rowan, who cares? I don't care about Rowan. I don't think he's good, really. And it's like, why didn't you just keep them like they were? Creepy hillbillies. What was wrong with that? This is gonna be shit. Already looks like shit. The name is shit. You might as well just call them the Hammer Brothers and have them come out to Super Mario music, because who fucking cares at this point? What shit. It's time for glorious Bobby Roode to come out of the ring and state that his pay-per-view debut against Dolph Ziggler was absolutely fine. Yes. It was fine. It was fine. It was fine. Dolph Ziggler don't think it fine. He don't think it glorious. Dolph Ziggler comes out to talk shit about Roode. And says he wants to fight. Let's fight. No, wait. Roode says that if Ziggler wants to fight, come out and get a fight. Ziggler's music hits. Ziggler addresses Roode, saying that he exposed Roode for what he really is, a fraud. Sure, even though he beat you in a wrestling match, he's still a fraud. That's whatever. Ziggler says he dominated the match. He was the best wrestler. Once again, even though he lost. So, Ziggler says that Roode cheated. He wants a rematch. Roode says anytime, anywhere. Roode challenges Ziggler to a match right now. Ziggler heads down the ramp but says, you ain't getting any of that. The match will happen when I want it to, and comes out being bitch made and walks away. Alright, it's whatever. Keep it going. Keep. I guess it's the best thing right now, but Just like... Alright, if this drags on as long as Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt, then it's a problem. If this is their... If their last confrontation is the last one, fine. Just don't keep this going. Don't keep dragging stuff that no one cares about through. Don't. Next up is AJ Styles vs. Baron Corbin for a rematch for the United States Championship. The face that runs the place, the house that Styles built, wants to reclaim his house by beating Baron Corbin for the United States title. It was good. It was good. It was actually a decent match to end off the show for your main event. They had a good back and forth. They brought their moves out against each other. Styles elbow, Styles clash, all that stuff. Baron Corbin catching Styles after charging with a deep six. You know, really good back and forth between the two. Decent match. Corbin tosses Styles back into the ring after throwing him outside the ring. And he hits AJ Styles at the end of days for the 1, 2, 3. And Baron Corbin is still your United States Champion. And Renee Young comes to the ring and asks Baron Corbin for a few words about his victory. And Baron Corbin basically says, all you keyboard warriors can suck it. Eat it. I'm the man. And he is once again up on the top of the hill. Looks like Vince McMahon has forgiven Baron Corbin for all that Twitter huff. And Baron Corbin is beating down AJ Styles and getting clean wins off of him. Good. So that's about SmackDown. State of your booking. State of your decisions. Best thing about it is the tag team division, which now brings us to NXT. NXT. We are here. We are loud. Come on. So, NXT starts off with the first qualifying match for the Women's Championship match to take place at NXT TakeOver Houston between Kairi Sane and 3 other women. So, the qualifying matches are apparently going to be triple threat matches, and our first one is between Peyton Royce, Liv Morgan, and Nikki Cross. This match was nothing. Liv Morgan. This is my first viewing of a Liv Morgan match. Liv Morgan comes out with some pomp and circumstance and with some athletic looking showboating. Liv Morgan, I don't think you're athletic. I think that you are nothing but trying to portray yourself as high-flying. I thought that Liv Morgan was shit. Wow, she looks like she is garbage. She looks like she's crap. She looks like she's trying to pretend to be a high flyer and have all this athletic looking maneuvers that aren't really athletic, and I think that she's shit. Nikki Cross comes out, and I thought Nikki Cross was hilarious because she has her little "I'm crazy!" fucking smashing her way through each ropes, looking like a bat out of hell, looking like a bona fide wackadoo. So Nikki Cross is basically the highlight of this match, taking it to everybody. Peyton Royce having some back and forth too. Liv Morgan just being there. Nikki Cross yells at the two, brings it to them. During the match, though, out comes Tanera Conti, along with the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole whispering sweet nothings into Conti's ear, trying to once again rile up something in yet another NXT talent, just like he was apparently doing with Roderick Strong last week after his match against Drew McIntyre. This sends Conti into a yeah, I should be in this, as Conti rolls down into the ring and starts to distract Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross looks like she's going to get the win against the three, as she's pinning, as she's in a pinfall with Liv Morgan. Conti breaks it up and brings her out. Nikki Cross gives her a look as she gets out of the ring and stares down Conti, who Conti gives fucking awesome bug-eyed stare of, oh shit, I've done poked the bear. Conti runs away from Nikki Cross, heads into the ring. As Nikki Cross comes in, she gets a spinning kick from Peyton Royce. Peyton Royce then delivers a beautiful bridging fisherman suplex onto Nikki Cross and gets the win, putting her in the main event for the NXT Women's Championship in Houston against Kairi Sane. And we will find out who the other two are during the coming weeks. Jake has like a problem with Peyton Royce. I think Peyton Royce is good, honestly. Like I said, I think her and Billie Kay are a better version of what are their names? Whatever their names are. But you know what I mean. When they had the women's championship and they broke it up between the two. I forget what their names are. But anyway, I think that they're good heel fodder. They're sassy and annoying. They're full of themselves. They have annoying voices, but not too annoying to the point that you feel like your ears are bleeding. I think they're good. And Peyton Royce, I mean, for fuck's sake, that bridging fisherman suplex, fucking beautiful shit. So, yeah, good stuff. Undisputed Era still stirring heat around with them. I like that stuff. Good stuff. Next up, Lio Rush versus the Velveteen Dream. Lio Rush trying to get revenge on Velveteen Dream, ruining his NXT debut last week after Velveteen Dream attacked Lio Rush before he could even start his match with Aleister Black. My God, I fucking love the Velveteen Dream. I love the look of him. It's like the second coming of the Goldust gimmick from way back. Big guy that has a flamboyant characteristics to himself, that is full of himself and is a little bit of a creeper when it comes to certain people. It reminds me of how Goldust was with Scott Hall, when, you know, Goldust had the tattoo of Scott Hall and tried to get in under his skin, and Velveteen Dream wanting Aleister Black to say his name and pay attention to him. Love it. Great shit. Lio Rush runs circles around the Dream and fucking kicks him in the head and does all this cool shit. Made me go, whoa! Lio Rush is fucking bonkers when it comes to fucking moving in that ring. But it wouldn't last for long, as the Dream would rush him down, and he reverses a move by Rush into a spinning DDT. He picks up Rush for a Death Valley bomb, and he hits Lio Rush with the Purple Rainmaker from the top rope and gets the pinfall on Lio Rush, looking strong, looking dominant, And Leo Rush looking great with all of his back and forth in the beginning, showing his high-flying technique. I thought it looked great. What a fucking great match. What a great DDT from fucking Leo Rush. Good shit. Velveteen Dream looking dominant. Leo Rush looking like he's got some shit to him. Just an overall great back and forth. Next up was Lars Sullivan against Danny Burch. My boy, my boy, my boy. Danny Burch. Love this guy. Good to see Danny Burch back in. Unfortunately, it's for another Lars Sullivan squash match. King Gong ain't got shit on Lars Sullivan. I fucking love the dominating monster's presence. I hope he stays in NXT for a little bit, because we already have the dominating monster-like presence of Braun Strowman on Raw. If they do bring Lars Sullivan up anytime soon, I hope they bring him on Smackdown, just to put a monster there. But I think Lars Sullivan is in the right spot. Lars Sullivan looking dominant. Sullivan trying to give a little bit of back and forth with his beautiful chops and European uppercuts, but it's not enough. Sullivan decapitates Burch with a fucking sick looking clothesline. Sullivan drops Burch with a spine buster and gets the 3 count, and Sullivan once again continuing to show his dominant presence in NXT with another win. You know what's good next? Street Profits, boy, against the Job Squad of Damian Smith and Marcus Estrada. I love these Street Profits. They're so fucking good. I love them. They are so entertaining, high octane. Fans are behind it. I fucking loved Ford just heading out of the ring, screaming in random bystanders' face, getting all hype and shit. Just a squash of these two jobbers, but my god, I fucking love the Street Profits. They are the best tag team I've seen in a while. They are great. They have it all, from athleticism to in-ring talent to an entertaining persona in and out of the ring. They are a way better version of the Primetime Players. Fucking great shit. They are a mix of the Primetime Players and Crime Time, honestly. Great shit. Nothing but greatness from them. And next up, we have a great main event of Johnny Gargano versus Andre Cien Almas, along with Zelina Vega. These two continue to portray a great story between each other. Back and forth hits and moves. Just such in-ring storytelling from these two. You could see it in their eyes and the expressions on their faces and the back and forth. These two are so evenly matched with the "look at me, look at the shirt from your old DIY tag team. You will never be as good as DIY, Gargano." And Gargano being distracted by Zelina, which once again costs him the match. Almost looked like he was going to get the pin from Cien Almas, but he gets out of it. There's a little bit more of a back and forth, but Cien Almas capitalizes, brings him down, hits Gargano with double knee strikes in the corner, hammerlock DDT by Almas, and he gets the 3 onto Johnny Gargano. Now, until, what the hell is his name? Tommaso Ciampa comes back, I think one or two things are going to happen. Either Gargano's going to go heel for a little bit because he's maddened by the fact that he can't beat Almas and this DIY thing keeps following him and getting into his head. Or, what would be way better and keep him as a babyface, I think Gargano's wife, Candice LeRae, will join him at his side and put a stop to Vega's constant distractions outside of the ring that always cost Gargano the win against Cien Almas. I think that the babyface thing with Candice LeRae now accompanying him, his wife, is way better than just making him heel. But, you know, it could go one of those two ways. Either way is fine. I think it's good for Candice LeRae because Candice LeRae will come, be with Gargano. Gargano and her will have a little bit of their thing. I don't think it's going to be a return of the world's cutest tag team because there's no way that WWE is going to do that. You know, that intergender tag thing, intergender matchups between anyone. But having Candice LeRae in the corner of Gargano, I think would be a good thing, honestly. So, that is about it because apparently, which I did not know, apparently I was under the impression that new Impact Wrestling shows would be immediately on their network the next day. But apparently that's not the case. So, I unfortunately missed Impact Wrestling. So, I can't comment on it. Apparently, one of the highlights was there was a match between Garza Jr. and Johnny Impact to become the #1 contender. Who knows what's going to happen. So, yeah. That is basically your week from all the shows in wrestling. So, let us get right into the news. So, it was announced today that Alberto El Patron will be making his return to GFW. Former global champion and Mexico's own Alberto El Patron makes his long-awaited return to the six-sided ring, and he will be at Bound for Glory in Ottawa. Alright, hopefully he's had some time to vent his frustration with WWE, so his promos aren't constantly just shooting at WWE, to the point that fucking Impact has to play his music loudly over his own voice, because he is just one petty ass motherfucker. He is so talented as a wrestler, but he is just such a absolute piece of shit. So, hopefully he's been over that. The Bullet Club released a video, or were in a video, cutting a promo, a scathing promo on WWE. Just shooting on them for the stuff. So for those that may not know, the Bullet Club with the American Nightmare Cody and the Young Bucks came out and were hanging out outside of one of the live Raw shows, and this got Vince very angry, so he sent the Young Bucks a cease and desist on the too sweet gesture that they've been doing for years now, and are now just sending a cease and desist and saying if they do not stop it, they'll be sued for I forget how much it was, but it's a very big amount. So the Young Bucks, and I wish that they would have fought it, but honestly this is the smart thing. The Young Bucks said fine, they're not going to do it, so they've been selling off all the stuff that has to do with Too Sweet, and they immediately put out a new shirt that just has an X over the Too Sweet sign. Good shit. They are marketing geniuses. They will continue to profit off of themselves, despite WWE trying to stop their ever-glowing market. But I'm sure that the Bullet Club is very angry at WWE trying to silence them and trying to stop their growth and their success. And rightfully so they should, because fuck WWE. And my God, is this hurting the chances of the Young Bucks ever coming to WWE? With Vince McMahon being such a petty motherfucker, it's starting to look like the Young Bucks coming to WWE might never ever happen. Because the Young Bucks are going to work for themselves. They're making enough money. I don't know if they would make more money going to WWE, but they're making enough money and having fun doing what they're doing now. And they want to be what they're doing now. And WWE, you know, are just ruining their chances of ever getting the Young Bucks, but it's on them. So, the Young Bucks and the war between the Bullet Club and WWE wages on. Matt Jackson cut a promo last night at an ROH event in which he talked about everything that's occurred since their invasion on Raw. So let us give a listen to some of the highlights of this scathing promo. Okay, so the promo is actually kind of really hard to understand because basically, like, it's just someone's phone footage and stuff like that, so it's just awful to hear. So basically, these are some of the stuff that Matt Jackson had to say. We staged an infamous invasion. I want to say how much I love Ring of Honor, and I'm not just saying that. I love this place for a certain reason. I can do whatever the hell I want and not going to get a damn cease and desist letter. I have the benefit of taking a damn selfie with whoever the hell I want. But most importantly, I love this company more than any other company in the world because of all you fans. I mean that. So that was what Matt Jackson had to say. Very touching stuff there. I think they also talk about the release of Jimmy Jacobs there. Like I said, I wanted to listen to it fully, trying to get the highlights, but it's just so bad to listen to. Like, it's just because it's like phone footage. So if better footage comes out, maybe we'll talk about it on another show. But yeah, understandable points. WWE are very protective of all their stuff. When you're going into the business for just yourself, you don't have to worry about all that shit. You can do whatever you want. And you know what? Good for Bullet Club. So, despite what WWE wants to do and what they think, they're not going to stop what they're doing for them. Finn Balor was in an interview with Brian Campbell for the In This Corner podcast. And he talked about his thoughts on his feud with Bray Wyatt. Balor says that he is excited for the feud and taking on the more supernatural elements of Wyatt, saying, "I'm loving it. I'm seeing it as a challenge. It's something new. It's something fresh. I've been wrestling for almost 18 years now. I've done grappler versus striker, striker versus wrestler, high flyer versus mat technician. I've done every style of match that you could possibly think of. And to be put in this situation will probably be one of the most interesting characters of our time, and being given to work with this opportunity in this program and adapt it to the situation and learn his character and figure out how he works. It's been a challenge for me. You can only get better by challenging yourself. I don't know how the fans are reacting to it. I don't know how critics are reacting to it, but for me, I'm welcoming the challenge and I'm enjoying it. We are reacting awfully, Balor, and that was a super safe response. And did we expect anything else? Balor says the biggest challenge that he's faced in his feud with Bray Wyatt is, and I quote, "I think the biggest challenge is getting the opportunity to talk more than I had previously been given the opportunity to do. I'll be honest, I'm not someone who likes to go out there and talk. I like to have fun, but I kind of have to adapt to the storyline. There's a lot more talking involved, and it's something I know that as a performer, I have to improve on being a better talker and talking skills. It's a new challenge. It's something that keeps pushing me forward, pushing myself, and I feel like I'm growing and developing another skill set. Once again, another save response, and I think Finn Balor's actually been cutting decent promos. I mean, he's working with what he has, and what he has in this feud is shit. So, a WWE Hall of Famer has blasted Shane McMahon. And who is that Hall of Famer? Well, unsurprisingly, it is the very grumpy old man, superstar, Billy Graham. He posted the following comments on his Facebook account, ripping WWE and Shane McMahon for their high spots in the Hell in a Cell main event. So, you could only expect grumpiness and bitterness from the superstar. And he says, Shane Idiot McMahon. Clever, Graham. As always, the WWE will first lie to us, then when they get caught, they tell the fans the truth. I consider Shane McMahon to be nothing more than a rich man's foolish son. In a deliberate attempt to deceive us, the WWE released a statement that Daddy's little son was just fine after his leap below, and now they have told us that he is really hurt. Disgusting, and I have no sympathy for the spoiled brat, and maybe he won't try to defy gravity ever again for a worthless, meaningless, and dumb as hell cheap pop. Billy Graham, you are such a fucking old-fashioned boy. Not surprising. Billy Graham is such a goddamn grumpy old man. Billy Graham. Does he know? Does he truly know that wrestling is fake? Does he truly know that? We might not ever know. We might not ever know. There's some more backstage news about the departure of referee Jimmy Jacobs. As noted last night, October 11th, Pro Wrestling Sheet reported that Jimmy Jacobs is no longer employed by WWE, with his posting a picture of the Bullet Club during their recent invasion on social media likely playing a role in his departure. PWInsider.com is reporting that while Jacob has been seen as one of the boys and was well liked among other talents in the company, WWE sources said that Jacobs could have been seen as ignoring his job when he went outside to see his friends, the Bullet Club. You know who else went outside to go see the Bullet Club? Dolph Ziggler. And he's not getting punished. But then again, WWE is constantly punishing Dolph Ziggler, aren't they? So, that's up for debate, I'm assuming. It is noted that indirectly got someone else over, and this is being seen as the deciding reason for his departure, but it wasn't the only issue with him. A recent sabbatical over the summer to take care of some personal issues was also cited, possibly putting the target on his back. Jimmy Jacobs, I mean, that's bullshit, you know? It's like, okay, yeah, maybe you should have done that and stuff like that, but fuck you. Dolph Ziggler went out there and took a selfie with the Young Bucks, so if you're not giving it out both ways, then you're just being hypocritical. And, like I said, what else do you expect from WWE? Fucking hypocrites half the time. Tommy Dreamer is doing things. I thought that was something to talk about, but it is not. . Woo! Tony Schiavone is apparently returning to commentary for the Never Say Never Impact Wrestling thing. What is that? Returns to the booth for December 7th MLW Wrestling card, Never Say Never, in Orlando. Oh, so it's a pay-per-view of some sorts? Oh, that's cool. It's good to see. It'll be nice to hear Tony Schiavone again. Tony Schiavone is okay. I always liked him as a commentator. He had a really good commentating voice. So, yeah, that'll be cool. That will be very, very cool. Austin Aries cripply commented on the Neville situation. So, Austin Aries posted the following tweet on October 12th, saying, "Know when to walk away from anyone or anything that doesn't value you. Self-worth is never determined by others. Hashtag Thursday Thoughts." Yeah. Probably the same reason why Aries left as well. So, yeah, like I said, I don't blame Neville. I think he should leave. I think he should go for greener pastures on the indie circuit. I think he'll do great. I don't think he needs WWE. And as Cody Rhodes said in his podcast with Chris Jericho, we are now living in a time where you don't really need to be under the WWE umbrella to get over or make a decent living in this business. So Neville has all the talent and the opportunities awaiting him when he leaves WWE. So we will see what happens with that. What else? Apparently, Conor McGregor is reportedly in talks with WWE about competing at WrestleMania 34. I hope Vince McMahon has his checkbook ready for that expense. And it'll make them money, I'm sure. Yep, that seems to be just about it for news. Oh, no, wait. There is one more. I keep on contradicting myself. Billy Corgan provides a little bit more information on his purchase of NWA and provides some information about his plans for the NWA revival. During an interview on Busted Open Radio with Dave LaGreca and Larry Dallas, NWA owner Billy Corgan revealed the promotion will begin running shows this spring and will also launch a few to watch weekly shows. Eventually, Corgan confirmed the dissolution of the NWA affiliate agreements as the company let all the previous affiliate agreements lapse. All right. That's he also said later, Billy Corgan says, it's a huge challenge, but I'm excited by the opportunity. It's amazing the people that reached out in the history of the NWA, and they see me as sort of a lead custodian of it, and I take that job very seriously. I want to sort of restitch the history where it belongs and hopefully move things forward so we can get back to business of making the NWA important in the world of wrestling. Yeah. All right. Corgan get back in that game. Should be interesting to see where he takes NWA. And another hat has been thrown into the ring in the wrestling world. And competition always is good. Always leads to good. So, I think that just about wraps wraps things up for us today. So, thank you all once again for joining us. We will be back not next week, but the next week after that to talk about the world of wrestling. As I have said before, if you would like to see our live reactions to the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, you can go over to youtube.com/TeamNotCrash to see our live reactions, which is posted up now on the YouTube. We will also be live with our reactions to the TLC pay-per-view next Sunday. We will be live starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on YouTube, so come join us and watch the battering of bones with those tables, chairs, and toys. And always remember, dig it. See ya.